G'day guys, it's Dan here again, and we're going to continue with the next video in this series. We're going to work on the inventory tab in this video. So I'm putting a hold on the weapons part for the moment because we need to, there's some other parts that need to be in the system before we can do that. We need to have our armor there, we need to make sure that we've got weapon proficiencies and things like that in there. So we can see our inventory list. This is straight from Core RPG, this whole thing is. Now for currency, I think we just need dollars. We don't need 6 fields for this. And total weight carried is fine, but we don't need so much wasted space here. I'm happy to keep the number of rows here the same for the inventory, and it'll cut down on the coding with us not having to do a whole lot of that. So the first thing to do with this is in the window class car sheet underscore inventory. So what we're going to do is go and look at the Core RPG window class for that. So I've opened up that file from Core RPG, and once I find roughly we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 levels deep until we start seeing the names. So I'm going to just in Notepad go Alt 4 and it collapses it down to there so I can see what we've got. So after reviewing this, I can see that what fields I need to get rid of. So things like coin other, coin 6, coin amount 6, coin 5, coin amount 5, all the way up here. I only need 1, I need coin amount 1 and coin name 1. And you can see here that these also have sources, so I'll probably want to keep those as well, just because they tie into some options in the game system. I don't need the frame, I don't need the label. Encumbrance, I don't need the frame. I need the label, but I'm probably going to write my own one. And load, encumbrance load I need, and that's auto-calculated by something down in the list, so I want to keep its name and its source the same. And then everything up here for the inventory frame I want to keep the same. So let's see how we go about that. So we're going to start with this one first. We're going to delete the frame, and we're going to add these 2 records in, and we need them to put them back in separately because these are currently anchored to the encumbrance frame. So if we remove the encumbrance frame, then we lose, these won't display. Probably the coin frame won't display either because it's probably anchored to the encumbrance frame. So we're going to remove encumbrance frame, and then we're going to add a new encumbrance load and a new encumbrance label. We'll just copy these. Okay, it's probably the easiest way to get this started is we're in our car sheet main. We just got our weapons and things like that in there. We create a copy of that because it's the right size already. Open it up. Let's collect all the content on here, unlock it, delete it. Alright, let's rename this window class car sheet inventory. Alright, it's the right size. What we want to do is we need to set this as a merge join. Okay, and we want to add a custom control over here off the screen. We'll lock its position for the moment, put it over here, and we'll call it encumbrance frame and merge delete. We then want to go back, and we've got encumbrance load and encumbrance label. So encumbrance, we want to have a number field, encumbrance load, and we're going to set the background here, instead of fill dark, it's actually okay, fill dark's fine. And then we want a label, and line it up with that one. Let's check its name again. Sorry, its name is encumbrance label, I think. Merge. I'm not sure we actually need to do anything with that one. Encumbrance label. But we probably want to change its text just to call it encumbrance. We don't need whatever was in Core RPG. So we've got those 2 together. We'll group them. We're going to drop them down here roughly. I'm not sure how much space we need here for our inventory list. We'll find out once we load this up. One more. Alright, so we'll lock that in place there, and let's see how that goes. Reloading our table. Now it's very possible we'll get a bunch of errors because our currency, nope. Alright, so we've successfully removed that frame. We've adjusted the position of these, and we got pretty close, right? We probably need to, interesting, it looks like this frame here has got some offsets on it, both on the left and on the right, so we'll adjust those later. So we'll leave this where it is on its left alignment, but we're going to drop it down by, let's call it 10 pixels, and then we're going to work on the currency frame. Unlock it first. Okay, so we want to copy this, paste it, and call this one coin frame, which is the name in the XML, and that's a delete. We want to copy it again, and we want to delete the coin underscore label. And then we want to, what else we've got to delete here? So we're going to do coin name 2. And I think the other one is called, coin name 2 and coin amount 2. Alright, if we lock all those in position, lock those, we can duplicate this. I think we've got the right number there. We can lock those in place. So we've got coin name, I think we have 6 of them in total, so we're going to keep the first one. And I think this one was called coin other. And over here we've got coin amount 2, so we're going to do 3, 4, 5, 6 as well. Okay, and then we need to add, we want to copy these basically, I think. Control C, Control V, run them over here. Now this one is going to be called money, and our label for this one was, I think, what have we got here? It's going to be called something like coin name 1, and this one is going to be called coin amount 1, but its source is something different, so we want to check that one out. We can see here the source is coin slot 1 amount, but to be honest, we probably don't really need to do that, because we've decided just to call this money and dollars. I think we can just replace these. We're not really going to be using the setup option where you can change the currency. So we're just going to call it coin amount 1 and replace it. So if we publish that, let's see what we get. Tables reloading, character sheet inventory. Close, close, close. What do we get? So encumbrance is fine. I'm not sure about the font there. This one is a string and not a label. I'm not sure what I've done wrong there, and this is correct. So although these two boxes are quite different in size, so we've done something different there. Let's see if we can find out. Okay, we've got the field dark, comments load. Let's go to replace. No, we don't want to replace. That one's a join. This one we're going to replace. What have we got here? Glabel. So let's hit this one as a replace, because it's got the same name. We want to replace the other object with the same name. Let's see how that goes. Close. We've still got some height disparities here. And our label here is still not quite right. What is going on there? Probably the easiest way to do this is going to be, let's select all of these, unlock them, move them down. And we want to call this one coin name 1. We'll delete that one and we'll call this something else, just coin name. And we're not going to replace anything because it's a brand new it's a brand new label, and I've just realized where this might break down, and that's probably when it comes to party sheet and distributing coin and stuff like that. So we're probably going to go back to our original one here where we had coin name 1, merge join, and this wasn't a label, it should have been a string. So I'm going to put this back. This happens quite a bit. You change tack halfway through, especially when you're building something at the speed that we're building this on at today. Alright, so this needs to be called coin name 1. And we need a source, coins slot 1 name, and that's to work with the core RPG functions. What's the source? Okay, it just means that it's putting it in the database under this instead of storing it under its name, which is the default in an XML database. Lock that. What if we can set a default text here? Can let's see what that does. We may have to. We could center that. I think we'll leave it left aligned. That's fine. We can get rid of the underline, especially for putting a default in there. Let's try that. No underline offset. And we'll probably have to create a new character because the default will only apply the first time this field exists on that new character. Let's push this. Actually, there's something else here. Our encumbrance simple number. We've got a height of 20 here, which should be, I'm not sure why we're getting such a big number in our on the display in the sheet. It's significantly larger, this field. I wonder if we just replace this. There's no code on here. It's only using a simple number. There's no script or anything on here, so we might try to replace there. push that. Okay. Control name is unique. Coin name is already present. Okay, that's because we created it up here, so we could delete it. Let's delete that. Let's try pushing it again. Okay, these are the same height now. That's great. This alignment's working. We've got US dollars disappearing in here by default. This font's probably wrong. We probably don't want to bold, but we can deal with that one later. But I'd like to fix this. I'd like this frame to be full width for the sub-window, and I want to replace this frame with something a bit more in keeping with the rest of the character sheet that we're going for. So we'll go in here and we find our inventory frame. Here it is up here. And our bounds, so it's got a padding of 15 on the left, none on the top, 29 on the right, and minus 205 from the bottom. That's fine, we don't need that one. We've got our frame set okay at the moment, although, yeah, that's okay. But this 29 and 15, I don't like those. So what we're going to do is actually define our own frame. So it's inventory frame, and we need it to be full width. So let's copy that. Go back in here. What we want to do is put a icon, and we're going to start it right at the top left. We're going to make its height, we'll try 300, and the width 390, which is our full width. Okay, we can see 300 is not enough because we know these are almost in the perfect spot. So we're going to change this to 360, too big. 350 is going to be very, very close. We're going to give it a frame, created a new frame for this called square frame. Or was it frame square? Frame squared. Okay, edged off on the top left and the bottom right. We're going to give this a name, inventory frame. We probably need this to be loading way at the top of the page. Like that. Publish it. The moment of truth. Okay, inventory tab. Awesome. That's just about perfect there. We're going to drop these ones here down 5 pixels, and then we've also got some room down here to add some extra stuff. We might even put this into a frame. And we've also got some room down here to add some extra information. Okay, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for joining.